Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm going to show you how to make these adorable Christmas crackers. These are very kitsch, they're very retro Christmas, which is the theme that I now have in my house. So my table's going to be all decorated very bright this year. And I saw this amazing cardstock at the recent craft show that I went to. So I picked up 6 sheets and I said I was going to make my Christmas crackers. And that's what I've done. And I'm so pleased with these. However, in typical Sam style, I made them and then I didn't realise that I only have 4 Santas and I don't have enough of these toppers. So I'm doing a little bit of a plea to anybody that may have 2 of these go in spare that they don't need anymore, or maybe they just never used. I want to do 2 more crackers here with the blue. So if I can't, I've looked everywhere. I've looked on every craft store that I can see in the UK and everywhere sold out, or they're just not available anymore. But it's just the Santa, and they're by Dovecraft, these ones. It was their Christmas Tales collection, and these are by Simply Creative, and I just can't find them anywhere. Ideally, I'd like the silver, but if you've only got the gold, the pack comes with half silver and half gold. So yeah, it's my own fault. I should have checked my quantities before I started making them, but I didn't. So, but I'm really pleased with these. I think they look adorable. Of course, you don't have to go as bright as I have, but hopefully just the cracker style is something that you'll like, and then you'll be able to use that in your own pattern papers and decorate it as you want to suit, you know, your themes and colours that you have at Christmas time. These also, as individuals, make lovely gifts. So if you've got a special present, you know, I always like to personalise my gifts. So these will be at each person's, you know, seat at the table, and it will have a personalised gift inside. But these also look lovely on the Christmas tree, actually, you know, physically on the tree, not under it, but on the tree. We used to have that, as you know, when we were kids, and there'd be a special present. You can pop money, gift vouchers, all sorts in here as well. So they're really fun to make, very, very easy. So let me show you how. So I'm actually going to do the scoring on this piece. When I was editing the video, it's actually really difficult for you to see the score lines on that beautiful card. So I'm editing this piece in now and show you here, because it's much easier to see all the score lines. So you want to cut yourself, or you know, you already have it if it's A4, but this is a piece of 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. So it's our default A4 cardstock size. So along that 8 1/4 side, you're going to score at 1.5, 2 inches, 3.5, 4 inches, 5.5, 6 inches, 7.5, and 8 inches. And you'll have a 1/4 inch tab. If yours is 8.5, you don't need to trim it down. If it's the letter paper size, then you can keep that size. You just have a larger tab. Then pop it along this long side here. It doesn't matter if you score from this side or the side where you've got your tab. You're going to score at 2 inches, 2 3/4, and 3.5. And then if you just flip it and do the same. And if you flip it and do the measurement that way, it doesn't matter if you've got 11-inch length cardstock. Just flip it. It just means your middle section will be slightly smaller, that's all. So you want to do that as many times as you are needing for the crackers that you want. So you can see here we've got those 1/2-inch sections which give us that faceted look on the cracker. Next, you want to fold and burnish all of those score lines. So I've folded all the longer score lines. With the shorter ones, you've got your 2 score lines that are in the middle here. Fold those, do one side at a time, but fold them so they're a mountain. Then you've got 3 together here, 3 score lines. The middle one, turn that into a valley, and then finish with a mountain. And you should have like an M shape, this piece that's inside. So again at this end, so that inner score line is a mountain, then the middle score line is a valley, and then finish with a mountain, like so. So that will be the front of the cracker. I'm going to work on the inside. So pinch these 2 together and fold that back. So you've got this piece. Now what we're going to do first of all is remove all these like little rectangles. You're cutting through both pieces of cardstock. So, like so. You don't need to be, I wouldn't worry about being neat with this because it all gets hidden. So you don't need to, you know, yeah, just don't worry about having perfect lines and stuff, as long as you've got something kind of like this. And then this one here, I'm going to cut all of that piece out. So cut right across like so. So you're even removing that little 1/4 inch. So if I open this one up, you can see what effect we've got. We now want to really weaken these pieces so that when you pull the cracker, it's going to, you know, rip into 2 parts. So you want to cut little teeth. So if you've made crackers before, you'll know exactly what to do here. Now, the key to a successful pulling cracker is to make this as weak as possible, but you still want it to hold when you tie your ribbon. So I tend to do about 1/4 inch along each top bit here. So all of these are about 1/4 inch, and these are about 1/8 inch. So when I open it up, when you pull that now, that's going to rip quite easily. Now, the specialty paper that I'm using has got a coating, so you may need to really pull that one, but it will still go. So again, I'm just going to cut through both pieces like so. So what have I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have I got the same in this one here? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you kind of aim for that, then you know you've got yours similar to mine. So I'm just going to finish these 2, and then you're going to repeat it all along that side as well. So you should now have something like that, and that's how you can buy a lot of cracker kits. You can buy these already done for you, and then all you've got to do is glue them together and put your gift inside. So when I made the ones with the card, which you're seeing in this tutorial, they're coated, so I've used red tape down here. But if it's a cardstock like this, then you can just use your normal liquid glue. So I'm going to use my quick grab glue here, and I'm just going to add my glue all along there and all down there. So this is that 1/4 inch tab. Yours may be 1/2 inch, depending on what size cardstock you've used. Fold it over, fold one side over, and then fold the other until it lines up. And just make sure that's all flat. Now I want to have the fold or the join away from me, so that's going to be at the bottom, but you can really see now the shape of that cracker. It gives it a really retro shape, and I just thought it worked perfectly with those papers. So if you squash those in, can you see it's going to, you know, fold up really nicely? That's what you want. And then I've got my snaps here. So these are pretty cheap. I've got more than 12 in here because I just condensed 2 packs into one, but these are your cracker snaps. You can get them on Amazon, and they're pretty inexpensive, but this is what will give it that bang kind of sound. And I'm going to stick, it's not even a bang, sorry, it's more of a snap. It's nothing like, it's not like a firework. So I'm going to just add that in there and grab my tape. So I've got my sellotape here, just take a little bit off, and I'm going to attach it to the top so you don't see it. You can put it at the bottom, but you know, again, just a little tip just to keep it visually pleasing. Just popping it in there and just, I mean, you could do this before you stick it together, but you know, it's still okay to do it this way. You can see I've just put a little bit of tape there. And then what I would suggest is then tying off this end. So I've just got some scrap bits of ribbon here. Because in a minute we're going to flip to the ones that I'm doing, and I'm going to decorate them. Okay, get that one tied off, and now you'll see this sticks out the end. So then you just want to trim the excess off there. You can leave it if you want, but I just grab a little bit of tape. Again, you know, tie it in a bow first maybe, but just sit that over the top there. Okay, and then I can grab another piece of ribbon there and tie that one. Now you can pop pattern paper on these sections if you want, and I've done that in other cracker tutorials, but I just think using this plain cardstock really shows all those sides on this, and it just shows the scoring much easier. So now we're going to skip back to my lovely shiny ones, and I'm going to show you how to decorate them. I'm going to do the gold hearts on this one with the gold sentiment across, Father Christmas in the middle, like so. And then we're going to have my snowflake, and then my bristle brush trees. I've got a bag of all the small ones here. I just unscrew the bottom, that wooden piece off there, and then you want to flatten one side. Don't worry if you flatten both whilst you're doing this, but just focus on one of them so it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to use my hot glue. I stick the end under Santa, and then that one will be there. So what I'm going to do first is get the heart stuck down. I'm going to do all of this rather than speed it up, just so you can see how I do it. So a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue down the bottom, and then make sure I've got kind of like so, and then I'm going to pop Santa down. There is a foam pad on the back, but I just put my hot glue over the top of that. And people can probably peel these off after, so if they do want to keep any of it, they can. I'll pop that one there. Now, because he's lifted with the foam, I've got space to be able to slide this underneath. So pop some hot glue down there, and then just slide that underneath. And once that's set, you'll be able to, you know, brush all the bristles again so they're not flat anymore. And then I'm going to pop a tiny piece of glue on there, and then just stick each one across the heart like so. And then with this one, again, these have got little foam dots on them, so I'm just going to take the backing off and then put some hot glue there. And then this one, kind of just on the side of the Santa there. And then I've got these little wooden glittery stars. Again, this is all Simply Creative. They do great accessories for all occasions, but their Christmas stuff's always really good. I'll be stocking up on that when it all goes in the sale, ready for next year. So then that one's going to just sit down the bottom about there. Just trim a little bit off there, and then I can just play around with those bristles again. And there's the finished cracker. I think they are so cute. I can't wait to dress my table and have these all decorated. But like I said at the beginning, if anyone can help me out so I can finish these two with the blue ribbon, with those two Santas and the silver or gold. I mean, if you've got that going, then I will take anything. But like I said, if not, don't worry. I will do something different with those ones. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this faceted, more square style cracker. So it's a different style that I've shared this time. I really like them, and I think the shape fits this, you know, retro Christmas style really well as well. So as always, thank you for watching. I will link as much as I can in the description box below. Probably hardly any of this stuff, but I'll try and get this cardstock. And the ribbon, I think, might have been Card Making Magic, the yellow ribbon anyway, and maybe the pink as well. But I'll have a little look. Like I said, it's always shared there along with all the social media links and my blog post and stuff like that, which is where you'll find the measurements shortly. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.